The issue of when you're putting down the rhythm track, and you're kind of like being the first guy to step up on this, is the question of tuning and not having a tuning reference. Or we used to have like a tuning track, because you may not be out of tune within yourself, but you may be sliding or coming up or down depending on the room temperature, and whether that becomes a problem, because I know that happened before. That's happened before in the past.
Or if you're going to fly
And several things
around
is
or something.
well, no, not even that, but just within the song itself. If you're playing through, by the end of it, the tuning may, like the overall tuning may have slipped, and then you don't discover that until you're overdubbing other guitars, and you're going, and we're out of tune, and then you go, oh, the rhythm track has slipped down. Whether that's something, or whether we just do frequent stops, because we're doing some fairly big chunks of audio without tuning in between, because it wasn't causing an issue within itself.
I gotta say
But
that the way that me and Rick, the way that I've worked with Rick and most of the other guys that I work with, that the tuning is always an issue.
It is.
It's always tuning is always an issue to deal with.
Yes.
It's one of the big things that we'll have to deal with. But Rick is not a compared to most of the other guys that I have worked with, he's the least stickler on tuning. It's not about things being perfectly in tune, and sometimes he likes it out of tune. It's, you know, if we start winding up, our focus is on getting something perfectly in tune, my instincts are we're making a mistake.
I agree.
I mean, I have a pretty good ear. I'm pretty sure you guys do too. When stuff starts to sync, we'll hear it. And there is some other reference stuff here. Some of the songs that have notes that the basic track stuff was out, but to be really wound up, it's easy for the balance to get askew there, in my opinion.
Okay. So as far as a tuning reference,
You're talking about laying down something that has
that's
the key of
just
the
one of the
song,
ways
yeah.
that if you're gonna just kind of, if you're dealing with tracking large sections, if you're doing the song in literally one or two passes, like, going through, and you're getting most of the way through the song, the tendency is there for temperature, the neck.
Right.
In fact, you're Zach's standing when he's tuning,
whether
and
I'm
he's
playing
sitting.
it or not.
You're
also
sitting-
my heat.
Yeah, that whole thing. I mean, it can. What I'm just trying to avoid here is where you end up with a rhythm track that you love, and now you found out that it slipped, and when you start adding other stuff, then you go, oh, so now what do we do? Do we bring the other stuff down to where it is sitting because we love the rhythm track, or you end up going backwards, going, well, now we got to go back and retrack it, which means a recall, and the accuracy of that recall, whether or not it's going to come back 100%.